welcome back everybody. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
What's going on everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That is right. This is a show we combine 3D printing and dual electronics to make inspirational projects for all you lovely makers out there. Let's go ahead and kick off the show with today's coupon code. It's Ironfish. How about that? So if you guys want to check out anything in the Adafruit shop, everything except gift certificates and subscriptions, you get 10% off your whole order using coupon code IRONFISH. We have some freebie deals going on. There's actually more than what's in this photograph, so go ahead and check out adafruit.com/free. The more you spend with us, the more free stuff we're going to give you. When it comes to delivery options, we have this one for fine folks in the New York City area. Certain zip codes apply here because it's the same day delivery option. That's crazy. Adabot is holding that box. He's like, I'm going to throw this at you. We got newsletters. These are daily newsletters. This is great. You can go to adafruitdaily.com and subscribe to all the individual categories that we have going on, that we're writing. Yeah, check that out. And CircuitPython meetings happen every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a great way to join in, to listen to the core team, the CircuitPython devs, and folks in the community to see what's going on in the world of CircuitPython. The latest occurrence is CircuitPython.org. This is the fastest and best way to get CircuitPython for not just Adafruit hardware, but hardware from the community, SparkFun, all sorts of different manufacturers are using CircuitPython. We love seeing that. So if you want to get your board added to the CircuitPython.org website, you can go check out the website for that. Oh yeah, another newsletter. Wait, that was the wrong newsletter. I flipped it around. We have Adafruit Daily, and this one's the weekly one. Yeah, because this one doesn't have any text. It just has Adabot looking all 3D and glowy. Anyway, we got newsletters. The jobs board is at jobs.adafruit.com. So this is great. There's a lot of great opportunities there for micro folks and companies that they can join and mingle. So go check it out. Make yourself a profile. It's free to do so. All right, I'm at 3 minutes here with the housekeeping. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat room. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you. Hey, stuff with Kirby. Kirby's hanging out there. He's noticing the shiny new video that we're pumping out here. Yeah, it's working. Oh my goodness. Is there any echoes? Hello, 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 hello. Do you hear an echo? Echo, echo.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we finally got this. We had to update some things.
Shout outs to everybody hanging out in the chat rooms. Shout outs to Kathy, the savage dog.
Hello. What are you in the Discord chat room?
Form over on the Discord, which is certainly hanging out. AT Makers, Bill Binko's in the house.
Hey, Bill Binko, I haven't seen you in a minute.
Mr. Certainly. And then over on the Facebook, hello, hello.
Hi,
Thank you all for joining us every week, every morning.
Every week, every morning.
I gotta say, good morning, good evening, good afternoon,
yeah.
good night to
good
everybody
yeah.
joining us worldwide.
That's it. We're gonna go. Bye.
This week's project.
It's fun.
Super fun.
Yeah. You guys ready for it?
I don't know if I remember to tell you to actually pull up what PT got this idea from, the robotic fish. I don't know if you can find it while I'm talking about it.
How would I find it?
I think it's in one of our
Pedro has an echo. No, that's good. Oh boy. Here, I'll fix that for you. Jumpa. Go ahead, Pedro.
Hello, hello, hello.
There you go.
All right. So if you jump over to the...
Do you want me to find the original RoboFish? Or
yeah, jump over to this, and then while we're looking at this, you can look for the RoboFish.
Yeah, is it in my email or something?
Yeah, it should be in your email.
Okay, cool. Well, you won't be able to see, but...
All right. This week's project is this robotic fish inspired by this really cool thing we're going to show in a little bit. It is supposed to be like a robotic goldfish, but of course here at Adafruit we have a little bit of a gothic theme to everything that we do, so of course it had to be an undead fish.
The YouTube one or the
I think the YouTube one, yeah.
Video.
So this was inspired, this is again a really awesome idea from Phil Cherone. Saw one of these, I don't know where he finds these really cool ideas.
It's all in Japanese.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and switch over and get a better idea what this is sort of mimicking.
Yeah, it's take a look at it. There's a little bit more fancier. I don't have that hotkey, but
There you go.
it's going to be a little bit laggy, the video, so you can check it out. I guess you can drop a comment, but if you just type in RoboFish, you probably won't find it because it's a Japanese title.
Yeah, so this is one of those fun projects where PT tasks us to, you know, make something which we have no idea how they did it. So when we were taking a look at it, it looked like it's just a platform with a rotating magnetic, like servo horn or something underneath. So that's exactly what we did.
Yeah. This one has like a track or something, so it moves around, or does it go in a circle too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to go in the circle. Probably has a more powerful magnet.
Stuff. Has like the little hinges on there.
It's solar powered. Oh, cute. All right, I don't want to get banned, so let's stop watching.
Jump back over to ours. You can see that it is pretty much similar idea. Having a little fish that's sort of swimming around in there. If you jump over back to that, you can see we have our little undead fish. The way that this is working is we're using magnetic filament to attract. We have a magnet that is attached to a servo horn on the bottom. It's being controlled by the Circuit Playground Express and Crickit. So we have UV LEDs on there that's giving this a lovely glow. We're doing dual extrusion with the iron magnetic filament from Proto-pasta. This filament is pretty interesting since it has all those iron magnetic particles inside there mixed with the normal PLA, so it prints very well without any problems. And you're able to do some really nice automation with animatronic type movements with iron-filled particles. So this works with, as you've seen, just with water, as well as if you were able to somehow suspend this guy up in there, it would be affected by that too. And it works with several different types of hinges. So here's one, a starfish that has these really cool hinges that allow it to go in and out. Nice and hollow. Yeah, the way that this works is really cool. If you take a look at a cross section when you slice this, you can see the way that there's a hollow, it's pretty hollow inside with a little sort of T-bone that's acting as the hinges for that. This also works with fish out of water. So you can have the head that's printed in iron filament. And like we showed in the video, this actually works as a nice little dual type fighting platform. Yeah, so that was one of the other ideas that PT had, sort of having like a robotic fighting fish.
Sort of iron fist. Like
yeah.
Iron fist.
Like iron fist.
Iron fish. Sorry. Potato.
Right.
Anyway, this is great. Well, man, I wish you had a learn guide for this. You do. You have a learn guide for this.
You have a complete learn guide for this.
There's a complete learn guide for this. I just turned my microphone back on.
So works with doing dual extrusion with it.
Oh, look at that.
So having the little tips on there.
Yeah, that's great.
Will have it activate or move around the little parts that you want it to, which works a lot more better than having to embed magnets, since you don't have to do that extra step of having to work around the design and have the magnet being worked into it. This could just be part of the design itself. So several types of hinges that we've shown that this works with.
Yeah.
One of the ones I don't think made it into the video was this really cool slug one. It looks nice and creepy as it moves along there. So this would be excellent for, one of the comments just said, like, if you wanted to have a kid have like a fake, fish for an aquarium so he doesn't kill it, as well as what we were thinking of for like attractions or for Halloween or something like that. This is excellent for those type of automated type of little characters you can have on display. On the inside, we have the Crickit Circuit Playground Express. Let me turn this off real quick so you can get a better view of it. We have the one of my favorite parts that we made for this. The little rails and the servo mount is actually attached right to the top of the Circuit Playground Express. So nice little neat package to attach servos or motors or any other type of attachment that would work with a circuit like this. We have the UV NeoPixels that are on the inside of that, so you can see that this is what's providing the illumination for the UV reactive translucent material that we have. And that's pretty much it. You can modify the design so you can have the battery on the inside, so you can have a nice little portable enclosure. You do have access to the USB ports here, so you can change the speed around or even add buttons to the side. We have a lot of CAD files that allow you to bring in the geometry if you wanted to add several buttons. We actually did a project that was pretty similar to this, the marble ball run, where all it does is just pretty much the same thing, where it's rotating a cylinder that is making a bunch of marbles run through a little marble run. So we have our little USB panel mounts, so you can have access to that. And we're actually using a 2.1 barrel to USB for providing the power to this. But of course, you could use any USB powered battery or just hook this up into your computer on your desk. There is plenty of room to add actually on the inside of that, but I didn't want to complicate it or make the bill of materials more than it already was. So if we jump over to the learning guide, we can take a look at how this was all put together.
Take a moment to read the chat if you want.
Oh yeah.
I have a couple comments. Yeah, this is just this is like a fully enclosed project. I think it could be made so that the Crickit is away from the motor and the motor's somewhere else, so that way you can embed it into something bigger, maybe a full table or something. So this is just like use the circuit and the circuit diagram to remake it a little bit bigger or something, maybe move something bigger. Yeah, and this is the Crickit, so there is way more control we can do. We can control quite a few different motors, stepper motors, servos as well, and more NeoPixel strips. So all that stuff is just, we're using like 10% of what the Crickit is capable of. And this project is a starting point, as most projects are, is a starting point for something bigger. All right, I think we're ready now for the Learn Guide. Here we go.
Go ahead and jump into the Learn Guide. You can see how this was put together real quick. This is a 3D printed top case. You can see it is utilizing our snap fit little geometry that we like to use on there. So it's on both. The little snap fits are on the case and the lid itself. You could, of course, cut this out of acrylic if you really wanted to. So if we look at the learning guide, it just goes over a quick overview of what you can use this project for. Somebody just mentioned you could use it as an alarm clock. It'd be a nice little thing to wake up to. And some of the parts that were used for this, the Crickit, Fluttering Express, very awesome UV LED NeoPixels. And we have a DC motor inside of Servo Body. We also got the high strength magnets in the shop. And of course, the thing that's making all this magic happen is Proto-pasta's magnetic iron filament. We carry this in both sizes, 2.85 and the 1.75 millimeter for the Ultimakers and the Inventor Flash Forge printers that we have in the shop.
I'd like to note that this is on sale right now for about $35, the 2.85 size. So just a note, if you have a 2.85 compatible printer, check this stuff out. It's pretty good.
Since we're talking about this too, we offer a wide variety of filaments.
Yes.
A lot of the times they're actually cheaper than anywhere else, like the Ninja Flex stuff.
Yes.
You can see it is about half the price.
Conductive, PLA, right here.
Conductive, glow in the dark,
magnetic.
A lot to choose from, so definitely check that out.
There it
need
is.
for more material for your printer.
Sweet. Excellent, excellent. All right, check it out.
And some miscellaneous things for connecting the motor into the Crickit. I'm using a male-to-male jumper cables.
Yep.
It just simplifies so you don't have to cut any of the wires. Just plug those right into the terminals of the Crickit.
Yeah.
And then the other ends plug into the female jacks on the servo, or the DC.
This is the bolt-on kit. If you need another pair of standoffs and screws, we got them for you.
Those are included with the Crickit, but
sure
if you need more, it's always a good idea to stock up.
Excellent. All right, all that stuff's in stock. Great. Don't forget that coupon code. It's right here, Iron Fish. Don't forget, Iron Fish, 10% off everything that we just talked about. Excellent. Let's move on to the circuit diagram page. We put all our circuit diagrams together using the open source fritzing software. Check it out. We have libraries for the fritzing stuff. We have a GitHub link. It's right here. So you can check out the all the parts that we have for making these lovely wiring diagrams. For the connections, the DC in the servo body connects to the port 1 on the motor section of the Crickit board. everything's labeled there, so it's really nice and easy. And the NeoPixel strip itself gets wired into the voltage, the ground, and the data pin on the NeoPixel section. And these come with connectors, so you can just strip those wires and either tin them or just run them through the screw block terminal. Any tips on that?
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just talking about the NeoPixel strip. That's the only kind of wiring you have to do. You have to cut those wires, strip them, and twist it together and stick it in the screw block terminal. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Because they do come with the JST, does it? Yeah, on the end, which isn't compatible with that. But hey, you can just cut it off and strip those wires. Cool. What's the DC motor come with? Is it wired already for you?
There's a female jack on it, and that's what we're using the male-to-male jumper cables.
Okay, that works. Excellent. See, I didn't even know that. Excellent. And then the Crickit just bolts on top with the alignment properly set up. All right, let's jump into the code.
Jumping over to the code, we did all of the movements and the lights with MakeCode. You can add additional triggers, like having it being sensitive to light or sounds or something like that. Add additional movements, like have some sort of, not really random, but like some sort of a dance sequence, you know, where it goes left to right, you know, stop, pause, or something like that. So those are all there to edit for you. You can edit this right in your web browser.
Yeah.
You can have access to all those.
There is some controls here for on button A and on button B. It looks like we're changing the speed or the direction of the motor. You could break these buttons out with rewiring them or wiring up a different button to any of the available pads on the circuit playground. So that's another option to you, using the same code. Just about the same code, yeah. You just change it, the pin. Sweet. All right, and then we have a little mini tutorial, mini instruction here on how to set up web USB on your Crickit and Circuit Playground Express. So you can upload code without having to drag and drop the UF2 file. So you can do that. Check it out. Web USB, very, very cool feature to make code. Anything else you want?
I think that's pretty much it.
Sweet. All right, there's the link to the code. There's the link to the code. There's some more guides and more reading if you want to take a look at it, set it up for a classroom or something. There we go. All right, here's the 3D printing part. We have a couple of parts and things that we can talk about.
Here are the enclosure parts that you're going to want for this project. And this could be modified and used for any other thing. Like one of the first things that came to mind was one of those, that project where it rotated, the agitator project. So yeah. Lamar wanted one magnetic with stir. A magnet to actually do the stirring for this. And this would be a perfect enclosure to modify to use that sort of, sort of stir for that. We have our little rail that mounts on top of the Circuit Playground Express. The customizable servo horn, so you can play with different lengths on that to get different types of random movements on your characters. And of course, the servo mount that goes right on top of the Circuit Playground Express. You have several different options for the lid. As you can see pictured here, we have one that is a little cut away, and that's simply to give more illumination to if you're using a jar. We actually used the what is it, the tonic water. It has the coin on there that has the UV reactive properties on there, so that's why I have a cutaway one there, cutaway version for the lid.
I think another reason you could have the cutaway for is if you need to, if you want it to step in, if you want your jar, your container to step into the enclosure, that way the magnet is closer to your area. A lot of containers don't have very flat bottoms, and that's what you want to look for when you're looking for a container. So that was pretty much the main thing you were looking for this one, was like, can I have a nice bottom? Because you always have this dome at the bottom of it that would make the magnet attraction less magnetic, less powerful, I guess.
Exactly. Okay. Pretty typical slice settings for this, nothing special. Just the only thing that you had to look out for was the dual extrusion part. The magnetic iron filament does transfer heat a little bit more because there is metal particles in there. So about 190 C should get you some good extrusion with that. And I think And then, because I did use the inventor, so the only thing I had to change for that was the flow rate. I think I dropped it to like 90%, and that was it. You don't really need to do that. That was just for making sure that none of the hinge parts fused together. Otherwise, the models that were used here, the fish fossil by Mary Clark, the mini octopus by Javi Rodriguez, and the flexible starfish by Young Jo Kim are excellent starters to take a look at how the hinges, the print-in-place hinges, are designed, and what types of movements work the best for this. Here's the octopus we're taking a look at, which got featured a couple weeks ago. Super popular print. I've seen everybody test out their tolerances and their extrusion widths with this awesome model, and this really cool flexible starfish too. Definitely recommend checking these out when you are slicing these models if you want to take a look at the way that the hinges are being held in place together.
Sweet. All right. On to the assembly.
Moving on to the assembly part of the guide. First thing you're going to want to do is assemble your Circuit Playground Express. You do want to do this in this order, otherwise you're not going to be able to mount the little servo holder for this. So we're using the included bolt kit that comes with the Circuit Playground, or the Crickit. And the only additional screws that you're going to need are these M3 by 6mm long screws, and those go in from the bottom to the top.
Top bottom.
Top bottom. And the only thing you want to be mindful of is with which pins you're going to be using, so definitely don't add them to the connections where the Crickit, it will mount to the Crickit. And then super easy in terms of setting up all the wires. Like you said, the only difficult one is going to be the NeoPixel strip, where you need to strip and tin the wires so they can easily fit into the terminals. For the motor, we're just using the male-to-male jumper cables. Once those are hooked up, you can attach our servo holder with an additional M3 by 5mm long screws.
Yeah, you just press fit it.
The servo press fits, just align it with the little slot that cuts away, so it allows the wire to go on in there. Mm-hmm. And then we're just attaching the female to the male connectors on that. Servo horn, the servo horn, you can actually use the ones that are included, but I just wanted to test different sizes for that, and this turned out to work the best. It's about 44mm long, and that is what we're using to attach our magnets. Using hot glue for this, since I didn't want to deal with having different tolerances for whatever magnets you're using, so this should make it a lot more easier to just mount, and it holds out really good. Mm-hmm. The oh, and I forgot the servo horn should include screws for that. If not, you can use like an M2 by, I believe, a 12mm long screw is what I used to fasten that on to the servo. Next up is actually mounting the Crickit inside of the case. We're just going to line the barrel jack up to the little cutaway for the barrel and the USB port on one of the sides of that octagon case, using the included screws that come with the USB panel mount to connect that. And that's pretty much it. Last thing is these rubber feet.
It's great.
These are great since your case will definitely probably slide around, and you don't want that when you have liquid on top of it. Or
I believe they come with the Crickit. If not, you can get up a set. Just search for rubber feet on the Adafruit site. One note, a design note is I just remembered now that the servo horn and the servo itself, it's not a servo, it's a DC and a servo body. The motor itself is it's not exactly centered in the exact center of the enclosure. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, that was to give it the randomization.
Yeah, it makes it so it can move the piece a little bit. Because if you had a perfect circular is in the center, it kind of kills the illusion a little bit. So you get a little bit more random movement when it's slightly off-centered, because then the magnetic attraction to the piece might offset it a little bit, which would give it a little bit more random movements, which was what we were going for. As noted here. That's why it's like kind of dragging and picking itself up, because it's not exactly in the center. That was one thing. I think you originally had it in the center, and it was a little bit too predictable. So you're like, yeah, maybe I could just offset it. And then quick look at this really fun claymation Yanni shared in the Discord chat. This is what you're missing in the Discord chat. Moving images, GIFs. That is really sweet. I love clay animation.
So Bill's asking if the feather Crickit would work too. Would there be no mounting holes? You mean for the top, like for the mount,
right?
The motor to hold on to?
Any mounting holes?
I believe you could. You'd have to modify
You'd have
it.
to make your own feather mount bracket thing.
Yeah, I know. That's next on my list.
Yeah,
like a feather mounted. Or a mount
that way you can.
Feather Crickit.
With the feather, you can do Wi-Fi control, Bluetooth control.
Have other sensors.
Yeah, a lot of other sensors and things. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that's this week's project. Don't forget, if you want to pick up anything in the Adafruit shop, Iron Fish is the coupon code. You get 10% off everything in the shop, even 3D printers, like the one we were talking about, the Inventor. That one's a real nice one. I'm actually really liking it. I'm using it right now, printing out a thing that I'm prototyping, which we can talk about, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. What are you prototyping? I have a video, so I'm just going to play the video. I was working on a Keyblade project that needs heat set inserts, so I wanted to make a rig so that I could use a soldering iron to create really nice heat set inserts for 3D parts. I've seen something similar before, but nobody's really released a kit or files, so I had to make my own. And the interesting one here is I'm using hardware from a Dremel plunger router attachment. So I'm just using the things from it. I was able to find this model of a soldering iron from GrabCAD, which is always nice. And then I just made these white pieces and designed the gray pieces just kind of represent the metal rods that are actually used in the plunger. So hopefully this will be an interesting little rig that will be able to create really nice straight heat inserts. This is a great way to do it, I think, I hope. So that's what I'm prototyping. And that really this is what kicked off that soldering iron rig, is this project here. Last week we made a custom Keyblade with a prop maker feather wing. And this week I wanted to make, well, after that I wanted to make the original Keyblade design. So wanted to make this so that the parts screw fit together and really kind of play around with different modeling techniques for making these coils that makes the screw threaded ends. So I'll be releasing this next week as a little kit, and I'll probably make a learn guide. There's some layer by layer tutorials that I put together on making the knurling effect on the handle, and I have another one coming out on Friday that talks about exactly how to design and what to look out for when designing these coils to make screw threaded ends for your parts. I think that covers everything. My mic is on. Yay! I almost thought it was off.
We're getting some echo whenever I don't mute mine, so I'm muted right now.
Yeah, that is so bizarre that it doesn't happen when we record. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a shot. I'll figure it out later. We got to stream to our personal account later to test this out. But hey, thanks for being proactive and muting your mic. We have mute buttons. We can use them. Excellent. Anyway, that's the Keyblade project and the solder ironing rig. If anybody has any cool ideas for them, you can let me know in the Discord chat room. I'd love to hear if anyone has experience doing this and stuff. Anybody said, oh, hey, Mr. Certainly, yes, I really like the idea of having a press for a heat set. Inserts, I need this. Really cool. I need to find hardware to replace, because I'm using hardware from an existing plunger router. And let me show it to you now since you showed some interest. And I have a little bit of time here. This is the Dremel attachment that I took apart. The really quality hardware in this little piece here. I've had this laying around in my garage for a little bit now, and it's definitely the thing I need. So it has springs and it has these two metal rods with threads on the ends. And it works pretty well. It's only 23 bucks on Amazon. And you just take out this this black holder piece and this plastic white bottom, and then just reuse those rods and the springs. So yeah, I'm going to make it so it fits all of the Haku type soldering irons. I have one of the cheaper Haku clones that we sell in the Adafruit shop, and the actual Haku soldering iron tip. And they all have the same kind of nut, so this holder piece will work with all of those soldering irons. If I type in soldering iron, I think I can pull it up. The specific one. You search for soldering iron, you don't get that. Soldering iron. There you go. I think I'm using one of these two. They have the same. Excuse me. They have the same nut thing. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, this is the one I got. Wow. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the one I'm using in the design, but it's the exact same diameter. That little nut there. $20. Okay. Cool. That's what I'm prototyping. Where am I? That's the wrong one. This one. Sweet. Let's take a moment to catch up with the folks in the chat, and then I'll jump into Community Makes. How's that? Sweet. All right. I'm going to jump into Community Makes. Here we go. Real quick, I want to shout out two people. This is a remix of the Chaos Chain Axe. This is what inspired the prop maker Keyblade. So, random person on the internet made this remix of another design that was on GrabCAD that was published in 2015 by David Lunar. Hey, this is great. This is what inspired the design of the prop maker Keyblade. So shout out to you, sir, for sharing that. And shout out to you, sir, Erdrick on Thingiverse, who uploaded this. If I didn't see this, I wouldn't have made the project. Isn't that funny? How people sharing things inspire other things. That should be noted and underscored. So thank you, sirs, for sharing this stuff. Excellent. All right, next up, this is a really fun video that I just saw in the morning. It's by Purple Orangi. Check out her stuff on our YouTube channel. Very, very awesome. It's such a pleasure to see young folks making content with electronics, creativity, and just presenting it in such a way that's like easy to understand and digest and be inspired from. So shout out to you, Purple Orangi. Oh yeah, and she's in Circuit Playground. Look at that. How awesome. It's so hard to do these videos, man. Thumbs up. Awesome. Look at the 3D printed color. This is great. It's so freaking cute. So please do subscribe and drop them a like and a comment. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kirby, for sharing your make of the face case. This is Kirby, who in the chat room, he posted a make of this. This is one of my first projects, I don't know, 2014. It's a nice case for your Raspberry Pi. Add some cuteness to it. Here's another one. Same thing, but printed in wood filament by Bit Nerdy on Thingiverse. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. We got another one, Pi Girl 2. This was posted by Foul Staff 65 on Thingiverse. Lovely photos. Oh wow, look at that. It looks great. Got all the hardware, got all the prints printed out. Everything fits. Oh man, that is great. Super cool. Another Pi Girl. This one's the Pi Girl 0. These are just the parts. Excellent. This was posted by Ninja Prototype on Thingiverse. We have another Pi Girl 0. This is the split one that's split in half. Look at that green, transparent PLA. Looks great. Oh wait, this was made with the SLA printer. Wow, one of the first ones to ever use the SLA printer. Wow, this is great. No wonder it looks so good. Wow. Never seen it like that. Wow, I've never seen these printed so good. Wow. Yeah, and the washers and everything. Excellent. That's super cool. Using this Sprack Maker SLA printer. Very cool. Thank you, Girl Geek 85, for sharing that. Appreciate that. This is a remix of the of the Gemma M0 case. I think it's a work in progress. It's going to be a watch, so look out for that. Remixed from the case. It's a part of a NeoPixel watch project that they are working on. The end goal is to have a watch that artistically displays time with a 12 NeoPixel ring. That sounds awesome. Sweet. And this is a make post of Nefertiti. We hollowed her out back when the Nefertiti scandal was happening. And looks great. Thank you to 3R3DTM on Thingiverse for sharing that. We're getting close to the end here. Hey, Starship Earth from Disney World's Epcot. Snickerdoodle FP posted this. You know, this would make a really great 3D time lapse, Pedro. Should get on that. I'm just kidding. We already did that. Here it is. You can talk now. I'm gonna mute.
Sorry, it's hard to monitor when you're on mute.
Yep.
Echo, 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 echo.
I'm muted.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not.
So this week's Community Make time-lapse video is this. Actually, it's a remix. I chopped off the top, hollowed it out, and turned it into a sweet little planter.
Let's watch the rest of the video. Just go to it?
You can just go to it. Yeah, so, what is it, the 30th anniversary of Epcot coming up this month or something? I don't know, we'll be there or something. And I guess I could just say this is a tribute to that. I didn't know, but let's just say it is, and I did know. So we got a nice little purple plant that is, I guess, the official color of Epcot, so of course. And it looks like it would be a plant that would be there, especially with the the Flower and Garden Festival happening right now. So it has a nice little place for adding like a little drainage part on the bottom there, and the feet do a nice job of stabilizing it. Again, it is a remix. All I did was just literally chop off the top. Inside of Slicer, you have a...
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it came like as a planner.
No, it's actually just the...
I should actually look when I click on these things, huh? Hey, look, here's the...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Is this not it? Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Oh, you already did it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I thought
I
thought that was part of the design.
I took the full thing and just chopped it off myself. Okay. I didn't realize he had one on there.
Did you have to scale it up at all?
No, this is the 1-to-1 scale.
It looks like this one's a solid, and you have to do the base mode printing.
Yep.
So you actually shelled it out in what, like Tinkercad or
Mesh Mixer?
Mesh Mixer. Yeah, that does good shelling, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another thing you could do too is probably use the vase mode. So all it's doing is printing out the shells.
Yeah, it's probably listed
might be able
here.
to work as well.
Update 2 features 11,000 polygons on the... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's optimizing.
Very awesome little way to, if you have a little Disney themed garden or something, nice little addition to add to that.
Yeah, this is fun.
And a sweet little planter with
you
all the
scale
geometric.
I don't know if I asked.
No, I didn't scale it.
No scaling needed. Sweet. Excellent. Spaceship Earth.
Definitely check it out.
It's going to go down for refurbishment for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So we got to go
next
see it
year
before it's gone forever.
Yeah. Super sweet ride.
Cool. That's this week's Community Makes, folks. Oh, I have one more. I didn't forget about you, Caitlin's dad. Hello, Caitlin's dad. This is a fun project that he shared.
So cool.
It's a Black Panther themed bead bracelet with light up prime bead. Very cool. Check it out. It's got a whole learn guide and video on it.
Check out the
Love his craftiness. Dremel. And his memes. Maker of dank memes. Caitlin's dad. We'll have to meet him again when we go back to New York. Remember that one time we met him? He snuck up behind us. He's like, hey, I know you. I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. He's like, nah, man, you're good, dude. I like you. I was like, okay, cool. I know we're going to be Minions now. We got to do like a collab on Minion. Make some cool Minion memes. Ironfish is the coupon code. Don't forget, Ironfish, get you 10% off your order.
I think we have one shop talk. One of the tools that I used a lot in this project and a bunch of the projects involved. Sorry. I was muted.
No, I'm muted.
So one of the things I want to talk about for just a quick little shop talk is one of the things that we use in projects that utilize a ton of screws for any project that involves a Crickit usually does. So I could not live without this, calling it the sonic screwdriver, even though it's listed as the motion control screwdriver. So what it does is it's just a motored screwdriver, but what's so cool about it, the motion part is that it has an accelerometer on it, so when you go to the left, go to the right, it follows which way you're going. You can control the torque on it too through this little OLED screen. You have a little menu on there. And it's also open source, so when you actually plug this in to the micro USB, it loads like a flash drive, and you can have access to the document or the file on there. It looks like it's you just type in there the amount of control that you want to have.
This is crazy. Maybe we can get Scott to put CircuitPython on it, huh? That'd be
Maybe
cool.
it already mounts as a drive.
Yeah, we're almost there. Maybe it is like a variant of MicroPython. We don't even know.
Yeah, so it's quite pricey if you're not doing like a crap ton of screws.
10%
but if
off,
you
though.
are, oh yeah, you can get that too. But if you're using a lot of screws and time is important to you, you're not going to care about the price.
Isn't that important to everybody?
Time is very expensive, so
It's got that
definitely
signaling.
recommended for that. Yeah, that's actually where you got the idea for your layer by layer.
Yes.
That's cool. So definitely recommended this ES120 motion control screwdriver.
Yeah, watch the video here of Lamar talking about how nice it is.
Yeah, again,
It's
this
cool. I
is,
didn't know it
this
did
is
that
only
until she,
for
like, talked
when
about it. I
you
was like,
need
what?
to unscrew or screw in a crap ton of screws. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it to you.
Yeah, you recharge it over USB. These
Yeah,
are
that's right.
standard hex bits that are a certain size. I forget what they are. It probably says here somewhere. 4mm hexagon screw bits. It's good to know.
So it doesn't come with a lot of bits, but they are compatible with those 4mm ones,
Yeah,
which
any
you
of
can
these.
see down there.
Like this
This
38-piece one?
38-piece screwdriver set is what we're using on it, and
Yeah,
all
that's
of
nice.
these are perfect.
Sweet. All right, well that's the shop talk.
Remember, you get that
And if you
10%
want-
off
Yeah.
using Ironfish. Works on everything except subscriptions and gift certificates. It expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight.
Yes. Shout out to John K. saying that he uses the motion controlled screwdriver. It's handy when the arthritis acts up.
That is
There
a
you
good
go.
point. Yeah.
Reason to use one.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, we're gonna do some more shows tonight at 7:30. It's a chance to come on the show and tell, share your project, share what you're working on with Lamar and Phil and the community. And shortly after that is Ask an Engineer, 8 p.m. It's back to your regular scheduled programming. Today's Wednesday, so that's tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then tomorrow we have another show with John Park. John Park was special unboxing last week with AdaBox, and this week it's back to normally scheduled projects.
Looks like a lot of
Probably
video
more
game stuff's coming up. If you guys
Yeah.
been checking out some of the behind the scenes and some of the all the social networks that we have, it's not listed up there. Definitely follow Adafruit on Twitter and Instagram to see some of the previews of what John is working on. Check that out.
Cool. Have make code minutes and more.
Yes. The recent series on the Make Code Arcade are going to be coming in super handy.
Yeah,
coming up.
you saw all those Pygirl Zeros and stuff. There's going to be some more
Yeah, man.
Pygirl stuff
We're
happening
gonna work
this
on
year.
more Pygirl stuff.
Yeah, Py Gamer.
Yeah, the kids still like video games, right?
Yeah, I know I do. I'm still a kid. I'm like 18.
Oh, hey, look, a wild John Park has appeared
John
in the
Park.
Discord chat. Shout out. Excellent job on the unboxing you did last week.
Yay.
Sweet.
There I am.
Of course, all the lovely projects he's always working on.
Sweet.
I think that's going to do it for us this week.
Yeah. Yep.
Go
I hope
into
the
my
audio
notes.
is
I
not
think we
too
have
bad
all
with
of our
the
loose
echo.
ends tied up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is
Yep,
there
I think
anything
that's
I
it.
didn't test out yet? I think I tested everything out. Just trying to get this to crash.
Bill was saying he just gave up on the dual mic setup.
Oh gosh.
Or to get a mixer.
Yeah, this is an upgrade to Wirecast, so I think it has built-in feedback detection. So maybe it's helping. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it doesn't help that we're using a new camera, new software, new OS,
Yeah.
new mics.
Yep. Yep. But hey,
Okay.
this is episode like 200 and whatever, so it's we've done it all.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys next week. Later
Yeah.
tonight, show and tell, as we mentioned.
That's right.
As
We hope to
always,
see you there, and if not, we can always chat in the Discord chat room. If you have any projects you'd like to share, I'd love to share them on the Adafruit blog. You can hit me up at @Ekin or @VideoPixel on any of the social channels. I really appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget the coupon code is IronFish. We're going to see you later tonight, but until next time, don't forget to make a great day, folks. Okay, bye.
see you guys next time.